Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. Today I wanted to talk to you about how to prevent a compulsion or a trigger situation from getting out of control. So the more information you have in terms of statistics of your OCD situation, the better. And view it as statistics. When is it the worst time for you? Is it in the morning? Is it mid-afternoon? Is it evening? Is it nighttime? What things trigger you the most? Do get-togethers trigger you? Do trips trigger you? Historically, from the past, right? Did this trigger you in the past? This way, you have a lot of information, and then you can say, okay, well, if this didn't go good last time, it's probably not going to go good again. So then, in this case, when you have to face these situations, what you do is before you kind of need to have this pep talk with yourself where you say, okay, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be bad, it was nothing last time, I worried for nothing, and I'm not gonna do this again. So no matter how bad it feels, and it will feel bad, I will choose to disregard. Run yourself through this situation. Imagine how you're, whatever it is, maybe it's an event. A lot of people have a hard time before a holiday or before the weekend, where you're expected to feel better. You're expected to be doing things, and that puts pressure, and then the person starts to feel worse instead of better. So that's very common. So preparing yourself for these situations and preparing that even though you don't feel good, you're going to go through the day as if the OCD is not bothering you, as if you don't even understand what it's telling you, because really it is all for nothing, right? The whole premise of these themes, nothing is ever going to happen. It is all a zero. So choose to view it as a zero right from the beginning, so it doesn't grow. Because if when the thought comes in, you kind of give it a little bit of thought, it's really, really difficult to stop after that. So you have to, right from the get-go, no, I prepared. I knew it was going to come because this is an important event, or this is my usual time of the day I'm getting the thought. So I'm ready, and I am ready to disregard now. And I have a go-to activity I'm going to go do instead. So, and the go-to activity, I would say, make it something active, and if possible something interactive, where you're talking to another person, not about OCD, of course, but about something else, where you don't have the opportunity to really think, or you don't have the opportunity to do a physical compulsion. And keep yourself in that activity. And the fact that you don't feel good, because a lot of the times the stumbling block is the person will say, well, I'm technically doing all of these things, but I don't feel good while doing them. And you just have to say, okay, you're in the process of recovery. Recovery never feels good for anybody, the process of it, because you're doing ERP, so you're doing exposures. Everything is exposure. You're not reacting. You're living in uncertainty. As far as everybody else can see that it's not really uncertainty, but to you, you're living in uncertainty, and that can't feel good. So just look at it as a process. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? So you're kind of in the middle of it right now. Maybe you're just starting out, or you're in the middle. So you just need to keep going. And as you keep going, you will reach that end where the thoughts will not bother you anymore. They really don't come in anymore. I mean, depending on an OCD, on the type of OCD you have, say if you have, I don't know, um, religious OCD, or relationship OCD, or health OCD. I can't tell you that you will never worry about those things. You'll never think of those things. That obviously you will, but the level of anxiety will not be different from somebody who has never had OCD. So it will be like a 0.5 or something like that, 0.5, rather than a 10. You know. So that's kind of the process of recovery, and you need to be preventing getting into the thoughts. So the more information you have, the more you are able to control how you are reacting right from the very start, the better your outcome of the specific situation is going to be. And then you'll be able to say, okay, yeah, I prepared for it to be bad. It was bad. The attack was bad, but since I was prepared, I didn't fall for it. And that's really the result we're looking for. And then we prepare for another attack and another attack. And as you are refusing, the attacks become kind of smaller. The anxiety doesn't go up as high, but it takes months. It didn't happen to you overnight. It's been going on for a while, and it's going to take a while to get out of it as well. So you have to look at it as a process, and the process goes up and down. So a lot of the times people will say, well, I had a good week and then I had this setback and now I will never recover. It's not true. Your brain basically gave you a week of free time, OCD free time, but then it wanted to make sure that you're still safe, and it sent you a thought, and for some reason you reacted. So maybe you were just not really ready for it. Maybe it was a left field thought, something like you never had before, and it just got you. Okay, so it got you, but now you have to start refusing and get back on track. And then maybe it will give you it will try to send you something usually right away, but then it might give you a week or two before the next thought. Okay, and then but the next thought will come in, and then how are you dealing with that, right? How are you going to react to that? And then maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And this is how it kind of, it just, the brain doesn't want to let go all at once because it's used to you reacting, meaning that it's used to you protecting yourself. So if you were protecting yourself from danger before, why aren't you now? Oh, now you're saying that you're not in danger. Okay, well, I'm just gonna send you a little bit less thoughts. I'm just gonna make sure. That's how it's viewing it. So this is a natural process. If you were in real danger, the brain would react the exact same way. It doesn't know a difference. It's a protective mechanism. So just view it as that. And the fact that it sent you a thought, there's nothing wrong with that. The fact that, you didn't react correctly and it gave you a setback, it will happen. Sometimes it just brings up a thought that's more than you can handle in the moment, and you just end up falling, and that's okay as well, and maybe you'll be stronger next time. Try to always learn from the experience and kind of dissect it, not in a way of obviously rumination, but in a way of what happened, why, in a big scheme of things, why did I fall for it? Was I too stressed out? Was I just unaware? Was it a new theme? What could I have done differently? And then most of the time it comes down to just being prepared. So again, and having the analytics, so okay, usually I get thoughts around this time in these situations, so you're more prepared. And then if it's a specific trigger that's causing you to fall down time after time after time, then it's also a good idea for you to practice on purpose exposure with that specific trigger. And if you can't handle the trigger all in one shot, then kind of working up to it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find my videos helpful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I do daily videos about all things related to OCD recovery. If you would like to do one-on-one recovery program with me, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.